For some, the lure of milking cows twice a day would be the farthest thing from their mind, but Mark Sipma came to the realization this is the job he wanted.
After working, if you want to call it a 9-to-5 job, and just wanting to do it for myself and wanting to live the lifestyle that a dairyman has.
Though the idea of working long hours in the barn may not appeal to some people, for Isaac Phillips, owning a stake in a hog operation is a dream come true.
It's something I have wanted to do since as long as I can remember.
Neither man is a hired hand. Instead, they are working to be one of the next generation of farmers by purchasing an established operation. Though much of the details of the transitions are being handled by the farmers themselves, the owners of these two Iowa operations have consulted with Iowa State University Extension's Beginning Farmer Center, or BFC. The BFC was founded as the foreclosures and bankruptcies of the 80s farm crisis were in decline. Those who work with the agency can take advantage of one-on-one conversations, as well as seminars on creating business or succession plans.
I think many farmers are very proud of the businesses they've developed over the years and would like to see that business continue on. I think the difficulty that many of them have is figuring out how to get started.
Baker and his staff help facilitate the transfer of ownership from one generation to the next, stressing communication is the key to successful transition. Two farmers calling on the center's storehouse of knowledge are fourth-generation farmers John and Colleen Adam. The Adams market more than 30,000 feeder pigs annually at their Lakeview Farms operation. Early on, the couple knew their 4 children had no interest in taking over their eastern Iowa farm.
I think part of the reason that maybe they weren't interested is we went through the farm crisis of the 80s and they saw us work too hard and struggle, and I think probably it just turned them off and they knew there was a better life out there.
Despite the potential hardship, their daughter Amy Jones and son-in-law Todd Jones, a third-generation farmer himself, returned to help out in the late 80s. Recent health problems have pushed John Adam to choose a partner for Jones. With the help of Farm On, a beginning farmer center service that links prospective farmers with established operators, the Adams chose Isaac Phillips. Until last year, Phillips, his wife Katie, and their 4 children were living in Utah. Phillips, who was a county sheriff in Utah and owned 100 sows, is more than excited to be part of Lakeview Farms.
Everybody has told me since I was a kid, you'll never make it farming, you'll never make it, you'll never be able to farm, you'll never be able to do it. And this is, that's why this is such an incredible, thing for us, is we're doing it, we're making this happen.
We thought he was highly trainable and teachable, and with the enthusiasm, we were not worried about it. You can teach anybody if you just are willing to take the time, So that was the main thing. We thought we could train him.
After a year of working together, Jones says there is a basis for a partnership.
We probably talk for a half an hour, 45 minutes, a couple times a week, and bouncing ideas off. So we get along pretty good. I didn't know at first because somebody new coming in, but yeah, we get along.
And Adam is ready to begin the process of writing up a contract to evenly split the responsibilities between Jones and Phillips at Lakeview.
You have to decide, forget the present. Do you want to live in the past or do you want to live in the future? And those guys are the future.
Galen and Jeannie Brewer had known for years none of their 3 children would become 5th-generation farmers and take over their western Iowa dairy farm. But Mark Sipma, their hired hand, was interested and approached the Brewers about purchasing their 60-head milking operation.
He kind of acted like, I don't think this kid knows what dairying is all about. And he kind of let me sit on it for a while. And then a few weeks later, I said it to him again. I said, I really think I'd like to get into dairy farming.
With the thought of being free to see their children and grandchildren who live in other parts of the country, the Brewers began to discuss the possibilities of selling to Mark and his wife, Kimber.
We knew that we could start slowing down and did not like the idea of the facilities sitting empty. Knew we had a 60-cow dairy, knew that it had some really strong points to it, but knew that it was a 60-cow dairy. So then we started running the numbers with the information we had to see if it was feasible for to sustain another generation, or at least get another generation started, you know, as the size it was. And the numbers ran pretty good.
Sitma did not grow up on a farm, but he had been milking cows for the Brewers over the past 8 years and had been taking college classes in dairy farm management. Every weekend for 2 years, a series of informal negotiations took place in the milking parlor. Eventually, the details were determined and Sitma went to get a loan. Local bankers denied all of his requests. Brewer then consulted with the BFC. At the suggestion of a staff member, Sitma applied for and received an FSA loan through USDA. The young couple purchased the entire herd and milking equipment, but chose to rent the rest of the machinery and buildings.
First I thought he was kidding, but I know it's his dream, and I really respect that. And I'll go along with it, and I'm really starting to like it myself.
The Sitmas recently quit their jobs in town and work together on the farm. Occasionally, Jonathan, their 2-year-old son, helps out with the chores. The Brewers continue to live on the property and farm 250 acres of row crops, while the Sitmas travel from their home in nearby Hull, Iowa, twice each day.
The cows are all here, but I don't have a final say anymore. He does. And I understood that going in, that I was letting that go when the papers were signed. But I also knew that he was an excellent dairyman. That helped a lot.
Next week, we'll explore how the new generation of California farmers finds families who are ready to leave agriculture in a region where land prices are dramatically higher than the Midwest and available acres are few and far between. For Market to Market, I'm David Miller.